All right, so today I got a new one in. This is a very special knife. So it's kind of an unboxing, I traded it with a buddy of mine. I've been looking for this knife for a long time, can't find it. He ended up buying one a few years ago, and I've wanted it ever since. And he wanted something of mine, so we did a trade, and I held the knife, this one, I don't know, it was a few years ago, and I just fell in love with it then and kind of forgot about it. But anyways, we'll get into it here. Comes in this little plastic case. It's kind of a cheaper one, but I don't really care about that. So this is the GriffinBladez Creep full-size custom. It's got the Nichols XHP Boomerang Damascus with zirconium accents. And this one, I tracked it down, and this is an older one. So this one's from November of 2020 is when this one was built. And it's a GriffinBladez Creep. Well, I just read all the information. Don't know what I'm thinking about. I'm kind of excited here. So it's a full custom. This is before he started doing, like if you look at some of the newer ones, like the hardware, especially the pivot has changed and the blade stock thickness has changed. They do make a mini, but this is the smaller one, but here we go. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I remember this guy. Yes, I do. And that, I don't know what even you would call that blade grind. I mean, it's a Tonto and a swedge, and it's, man, that tip's pointy. I guess this is like some torp, I don't know what you would call this blade grind. I might have to do some looking into, but so the zirconium on there is the pivot collars, the thumb studs, and the clip. And the clip was a big issue for me, and I'll talk about that in a second. But the action on this guy is, well, I'm not the best at front flipping here, but it is a front flipper as well. The action is just so smooth on this guy, and that Damascus is gorgeous. It's got like a black, I don't know what you call that, like a black wash, or I don't know what process that is on a Damascus blade. It's got a little, oh, that comes off there. So it's bead blasted titanium, and it's got like a texture to it. Not similar, I don't know how it's a very unique texture to it. And the way that this pivots, you can't feel that. Like, it's so tight right there that you can't even feel that pivot collar. You can't even feel it, even on this side. Because the newer ones, or newisher ones, because this guy, I don't know what happened to him, but they got like kind of a 6-gun, like kind of look a Medford type pivot. So this is one of his earlier builds. And I know there was some controversy. When I started looking into it, when I was doing the trade, I looked into it, and I guess the maker, he kind of fell off face of the map, and there was some controversy about him taking money for, for builds, and I guess he's paid all the money back, or most of it. I'm not going to get into it much because I don't know that much about it. I'll do some size references here against the stitch. Let's see what else we got. Of course, the Sabenza. So it's not it seems like a smaller knife. And we'll do one more. It seems like a smaller knife, but in hand it feels really good. Because I think this one is, we'll do some measurements here just to get out of the way, because I'm kind of curious of how big this guy is overall. So overall length is right at 8 inches. So yeah, so this is one of the newer, or the older versions. Blade length is about 3.5, about a little over 3.25 cutting edge. And I'm gonna get a weight on this guy. I'm a little jittery and nervous. Not nervous, I would say. It's just, I've been wanting this knife for so long. 6.45 ounces. So when it's closed, you know, it's kind of it's deceiving because it's somewhat of a smaller knife, because they make a mini, but I don't know if I like bigger knives, but the zirconium is, I mean, that backspacer is pretty thick. So you get your hardware, which looks like T6, which sucks, but I don't ever plan on taking this apart. So you get this big zirconium backspacer, it's giving it weight. The thumb studs, like I said, and the clip. Now the problem with zirconium clip is not very pliable, but you do have about credit cards, I can't get that in there, about a credit card's worth of in between there, and it will go into your jeans. It's a little bit of a struggle, but I've been, you know, I tried putting it in there just for a second, but actually it's been so long since I tried doing that. Let me try it real quick. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, it'll go in there, but it's not very pliable, so it has no spring whatsoever to it. That's the only downfall of this thing. But am I going to carry it? I'm pretty sure I am. You know, this is a very expensive knife. I don't know what this one would go for in the market today. I think me and my buddy came to a good deal for the both of us when it came out to this. But this is the most expensive knife that I've had in my collection. And I've always said I'm gonna use all my knives I'll use or carry. And this guy, what do you guys think? I'm gonna carry it. I don't want it just to sit there. You know, I wish the maker was, and I don't know if he's still around. I've done a lot of looking and I don't see him anywhere. I don't know why he quit doing what he was doing, because this guy was on a path to greatness, in my opinion. I don't know, you know, especially, you know, like Koenig with the Arius, he made that, you know, his staple, and then this was kind of, this Griffin's wheelhouse staple was going to be the Creep. And what happened to the guy, I don't know. Very talented, extremely talented. I mean, this is all hand done, you know, as much as can be done. So the pivot looks like probably a T10. You got a big stop pin in there. Pretty sizable stop pin. And like it's contoured, so there's no sharp edges anywhere. The cutout for the lock bar access is perfect. It is on bearings. This one's never been used, so it's still breaking it in. But yeah, just kind of a short first impressions type unboxing here, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to carry it, and then once I do, I'll put out a full video on it. I just can't. This thing is just so beautiful. I mean, it's it's hard to explain. I mean, you get the gist of it, I guess. Let me do blade stock thickness on this guy real quick right before we get off of here. So 1.45. Okay, so that, yeah, so this is an earlier model because the newer ones are a little bit thicker. I think 0.17, I believe, if I remember. Did I look that up correctly? But so okay, I'm short and sweet. GriffinBladez full-size creep custom. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you have any insight on where this guy is or why he stopped making knives, I would really like to know, because he had something good going on. I don't know if he passed away. If that's the case, I'm sorry. I have no idea. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. As always, if you like the video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate all you guys watching, and have a good one.